Hello everyone, my name is Usman Ahmad and I work in Grafana Labs as a senior developer advocate. And in this video, I got something very exciting for you, that how you can visualize your GitHub data such as issues, pull requests, workflows, and commits using Grafana and visualize them and view them in a Grafana dashboard. So let's get started. So we have this GitHub documentation available on Grafana website. The GitHub data source plugin can be used with any version of Grafana, either you are using Grafana OSS, the enterprise, or the cloud version. Basically, what this plugin does is that it connects with the GitHub API and fetches the data, and then you can visualize them in a Grafana dashboard. So this plugin offers a lot of features, such as you can query the following types, such as commits, issues, pull requests, repositories, and so on. Also, this plugin provides some additional features such as you can visualize queries, use template variables, also configure annotations and caching as well. Caching is available on this plugin as default, so you don't need to configure anything special. And also, if you look at the requirements, how to use this plugin, so the requirements are very straightforward. Basically, you need to have at least a GitHub account. You can either use the GitHub free account or GitHub enterprise account as well. And then what you need is a Grafana instance or a Grafana server. And as mentioned, that you can use any of the Grafana flavors such as OSS, enterprise, or cloud. To get started, we will follow the guide defined here, that first we need to set up, then we will take a look how we can configure it, and then create some sample dashboards. In order to set up this plugin, we first need to install the GitHub data source. And on this page, you will see a list of various methods that how you can install a data source plugin. Personally, for me, the most easiest way is to use the plugin catalog. So basically, in this method, all you need to is to log into the Grafana UI as a server administrator or as a root account. So I am already logged in my Grafana account, and I will click on administration, plugins and data, plugins. And here I will type GitHub. Make sure that the state is set to all, so that when you type GitHub in the search field, it does appear. Now we will click on it and click add a new data source. Now the data source is added, but we need to configure the GitHub personal access token. So the next step is to create a personal access token. GitHub provides two types of personal access token. The first one is known as fine-grained personal access token, and the second one is the classic personal access token. In this example, we will use the classic personal access token. So all you need to is to log into your GitHub account. So in my case, I am already logged into my GitHub account. And after that, you can click on this link, which will take you to the personal access token settings for your account. As you can see here that I'm now under settings and developer settings. And here you can see that we have options to use fine-grained and token classic. So what we'll do, we will create a new token and we will click on generate new token as classic. It will ask you for some information that such as the name, what is token for, expiration, and so on. I have already filled out the requirements here, such as I give this name as a Grafana demo. Expiration in this case is 30, but you can set it to either custom or no expiration if you want to use it for a longer period. And setting the scope. So basically, here we need to define some certain permissions. In order for the plugin to work correctly, you need to define the following permissions, which are defined here. So I have already filled it out. And you can also check here. And in case if you want to also monitor some of your private repository, then you have to select repo full control of the private repository. What it means is that you have to check this one, and then you will have the access to your private repo as well, as it mentions here. But in this case, we don't need one. Okay. And then we will click on the generate token link. Now this is my new GitHub token, and make sure to copy it, maybe save it to your favorite editor. In this case, I'm just saving here for now in a document. we need to use this token in our data source plugin. So we will go back, and here in the connection, we will paste this personal access token and click Save Test. Hurrah, it's working. So data source is working correctly. This is good news for us. And now we can start creating some dashboards. So let's go to the dashboard and create a new dashboard, add visualization, and select the GitHub data source plugin. And here you can define, let's say we want to see the issues for the owner is Grafana. In my case, it's Grafana, and the repository is also Grafana. And we can set right now for the table panel. Okay. And now it is showing some data, but we can use query labels. So basically, let's say that we want to view all the issues which are opened. So we will use the GitHub label, which is known as is open, and set that time to in the last 30 days. And now you can see that we are viewing all the issues which are currently open. They are not closed. The close is set to false. Similarly, if we want to view issues which are closed, then we can change from open to closed. And now you can see that it is showing us all those issues which are closed in the GitHub repo. Okay, so this is really easy and powerful to use. Now let's try to use a sample dashboard where we can see more data, and we have pre-configured dashboard available by Grafana Labs. So if you go to the documentation and click on create sample dashboards, it provides you some information that how you can import an existing dashboard. There are several methods to import it. The one way is to go to the grafana.com/dashboard website and import the dashboard with ID 1400, or the other way is to import from the data source plugin as well. We will use the dashboard method. So we will click here, and this will take us to the Grafana dashboard website. And this is a pre-configured dashboard available for the GitHub. And to use it, we will copy the ID, go to our dashboard, click import, and then paste here. Load it. It will give you the name as GitHub default. Looks nice. Folder will be dashboard, and we need to select here the plugin. So the data source plugin is GitHub data source. And now we will click import. Let's wait for a moment. And now while it is loading, you can see that it is taking some time because it's fetching a lot of information. But now we have all the stats here, some pull requests, issues, and so on. Not every data might be visible here because it can take time or depends on the configuration of your repo or the query what you are trying to query. But this is really powerful because here you can select dashboard variables or the templating. For example, if I want to view the organization for Grafana, but I want to check the low-key issues. Now it will update, take a bit of time, and now we can see the status of the low-key repo as how many issues are opened, how many pull requests, and so on. So this is really cool, and I think this helps a lot of developers who are working maybe as a DevOps engineer, SRE, even managers who are managing teams for a complex project. So this makes a very good use case. Also, we have some sample dashboard available. So if you go here on the documentation homepage and click on this link, it will take you to Grafana Play. Grafana Play basically a play area where you can try out different things. And we have created some sample dashboard here as well. So try it out, and you can see once it loads that we have some example dashboard which can give you some more ideas how you can create your own dashboard, maybe copy this one and use it. And yeah, I hope that you really enjoyed this video and learned a lot from it. Feel free to ask your question in the comments. I leave all the useful links in the video description, so please don't forget to check it out, and I hope to see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.